What it do? What it do? What's good? What's good? What's good? Today we are live on IG, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. IG, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Today we got two videos we're gonna watch. We got some Alabama DB drills when Nick Saban was there. We're just gonna watch the video together, and then we got a Glacier Clinic video talking about DB press man progression. All right. I'm taking a risk on this. I don't know if I'm able to show this or not, but we're going to find out. So we're just going to watch the DB man progression one. It's about 5 minutes, I think, and then we go from there. All right, so hopefully nothing happened. So this is Michigan State coach right here.
But it's okay. You'll be all right. All right. The number one goal. Okay. Here we go. I want to show technique. That's focus. I put that up there. The focus. One of the best to ever do it here at Michigan State. Jim Thorpe Award winner, Marquez Denard. But he's playing.
Marquez Denard. It's a very good corner at Michigan State.
We're looking right at what he's supposed to be looking at.
What's good?
Head, shoulders. He's looking at the feet. I'm locked in on the hip. Because where the hip goes, he goes. Where the hip goes, he goes. All right? Here we go. Press man. The goal. This is why I said I might mess some of you guys up.
Yes, around the T.
Receiver run around the T. That's the goal. That's the goal.
UT. Yep.
Y'all probably throwing at your screen right now, throwing apples and oranges at the screen. But the goal is to make them run around the T. Not to get my hands on them.
Feet before hands. Make sure you put yourself in position first.
The goal is to make them run around the T. All right. If they run around the T,
yeah, you could, Caleb. If that works for you, I wouldn't say it's the best. Everybody got their own technique. But if that works for you, then yeah. Can't really hear. Hold on, my fault. Can't really hear. I don't know why you can't really hear. Why can't you really? Oh, I know why. All right, hold on. There you go. My fault, y'all.
When receivers
is that better?
Go out in the summertime, I'm sorry. When the receivers and quarterbacks go out in the summertime, they just go out there as just them. And the receiver runs straight down the field.
Catch is a very good technique.
Throws them the ball is all time. Now all of a sudden,
it's a good switch up. Certain situational type deal. Let
me
me know if that's better.
Okay. Now the guy
paid way.
Sit there and open the gate, and he can run straight where you were just standing. That's just like what they've been doing in the summer all along. A guy's gonna sit there and stay square.
It's not better? The sound's not better?
All right. They run around the T. I can run and cut them off and play them like I need to play. All right. If they want to try to, a real good receiver gonna try to say, no, I know you're trying to make me run around the T. I'm gonna go as straight as I can, even if you stay square. So now that's when you got to put hands on. All right. So running around the T, they're not near your house. They on the perimeter of your house. They ain't no problem. Now when they try to go through the T, they're trying to come through your crib. All right. Now you got to put hands on.
Y'all hear it? Does it sound good?
You're gonna offhand jam. If he goes this way, I'm offhand jamming with my thumb up. Thumb up for power, aiming for the near pec, aiming for that near pec. Bam, offhand jam. If my thumb is down, it's gonna collapse my elbow, and I have no power.
You gotta make sure you're in good position first. Put your feet first, right? There's times they're gonna swipe, but as long as you're in good position with your feet, it should work, right? And catch technique, Caleb. You don't want to just reach and put your hands out there. You gotta make sure you're shooting it correct. If they're square with you, you can shoot 2 to 1 to none. But if they running away for you, can't really hear. What's going? Very low sound. All right, hold on. When they, y'all hear me? All right. When they get outside your frame, then it's 1 to none. All right, let me see. I raise the volume up.
I'm here. I got bass. I'm always gonna have a bass and power.
How about now?
I have no power punching crossed over. I might as well not even bring the punch. If I'm running like this or running sideways, there is no power. Nobody squats like this. But you do squats like this, right? You got a base. So if you got a base, boom, you can bring it and punch it and get it done. Thumb is up, aiming for the near pec. Thumb is up, aiming for the near pec.
Sound better now, guys?
Talk through some of the stuff before we start showing some of this film as well. If I get an outside release, okay, balls in there, I get an outside release. The main thing is
let me know.
Stay on top. I want to stay on top. And I'm talking
No
about
change. God damn.
I'm talking man.
Hold on. It's kinda better. Let's see. Why is it not video capture? So good. It's weird that it's not.
Free.
Hold on, let me see. Kinda better.
Okay, which a lot of people play. Cover one, whatever your man free you call it. Man free. Okay, so outside release, I've stayed square. However you stay square, I made him run around the tee, or I forced him around the tee. And then I'm going to stay on top of him. I'm going to stay on top. The route that had the whole stadium deflated.
Ah, there we go.
Or cheering, depending on what side you on. Okay.
Is that better?
The 9-ball, deep ball, the bomb. Okay. All right. And how do they get the bomb, the 9-ball, the deep ball on us? By getting on top of us on outside release.
Bet. Okay,
outside
cool.
Release. So we got.
I'm going to answer some questions after the video, guys.
All right. And use the sideline as our friend. That's the only way you stop that thing. Be it a back shoulder, deep,
let's rewind this a little bit.
If he goes this way, I'm offhand jamming with my thumb up for power, aiming for the near pec, aiming for that near pec. Bam, offhand jam. If my thumb is down, it's gonna collapse my elbow and I have no power. My thumb is up, I got power, and I got to be have a base. So I'm here, I got a base. I'm always gonna have a base and power. I have no power punching crossed over.
Yep.
I might as well not even bring it.
That's a great point, guys. That's why we want to stay square and press, guys. You're staying square and press as you're getting ready to kick. But if you cross over, like he said, you're not going to have power in your hand. And if you cross over, he hits you with an inside move. Your hips is, you know what I'm saying? You got a speed turn out of there. So you want to stay square and kick, right? That's going to help us. That's why we important that and press. I know a lot of people teach this is when you want the receiver to take wide releases. So you want to meet him to make sure he takes a wide release. You don't want to just put your hand in hit him. You don't want to just shoot at him and then not move your feet. So that's why it's always important. You got to be in position first to use your hands. So move your feet to use your hands, right? All right, let me answer some questions before. All right, so I feel like anytime I answer that one. Caleb, make sure you watch the catch technique video on the YouTube channel too. It explains it a lot. I have a problem when I do crossover run, my foot automatically breaks another direction rather than straight. Foot automatically breaks another direction rather than straight. I'm kind of struggling to understand what you mean by that one, cousin. What's your best advice with staying square and not opening the gate too early? So work a technique, right? Pier step is a good technique to help you stay a little bit square. Inch back a little bit, right? But don't just sit there. Don't move your feet. Have some type of movement in your feet so you can stay square. And you got to practice it. You got to practice it, right? Practice the technique. Focus on staying square, right? Pier step, boom, make you stay square a little bit longer and then move laterally to shoot your hand. If you're going to inch back, you inch back square and then you get ready to kick and get hands on them. It's about all the questions, man. No problem. Produce coach taught me Scooch is the best. Do you think catch works better. So on that one, Caleb, it depends on the player, right? Like some people like scooch, some people like to just sit and walk, right? One step and then pedal. It's not necessarily it's a good technique, a very good technique, and a lot of people have success with it, but a lot of people do it. I mean, not everyone does it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that's the best technique because it might not work for him, it might not work for you, right? It might work for me, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a different type of technique. Some people can't really scooch and break out of there, right? They struggle with it. So you got to find a technique that works for you, right? And catch technique if you know what you're doing and you're disciplined with it and practice it and build confidence in it. It's a very good technique for certain situations. You don't want to do catch technique all the time, right? So that's how I see it with catch technique and scooch. All right, let's get back to it now.
If I'm running like this or running sideways, there is no power. Nobody squats like this. But you do squats like this, right? You got a base. So if you got a base, boom, you can bring it and punch it and get it done. Thumb is up, aiming for the near pec. Thumb is up, aiming for the near pec.
And that's a very good point. When you press guys, you making sure that you're aiming for that near pec, right? I like to aim for the inside shoulder to chest, right? Because now I'm jabbing him to turn that shoulder. You don't want to aim for the shoulders because he could slip it. But if you aim inside the inside shoulder to chest, you can move it. You can move it and guide him and make him take a wider release.
I'm going to talk through some of this stuff before we start showing some of this film as well. If I get an outside release, okay, balls in there, I get an outside release. The main thing is to stay on top. I want to stay on top. And I'm talking more man-free right now. I'm talking man-free, okay, which a lot of people play. Cover one, whatever your man-free you call it. Man-free, okay? So outside release, I've stayed square. However you stay square, I made him run around the tee or I forced him around the tee, and then I'm going to stay on top of him. I'm going to stay on top. The route that had the whole stadium deflated or cheering, depending on what side you on, okay, is the 9-ball, deep ball, the bomb, okay? All right?
So right here he's explaining cover one, right? You want to stay on top because you got middle help safety, but you don't have help over top, right? So now you staying on top of it, breaking down for anything, reacting to that, right? So, a lot of people think, is that my screen or is that his head?
How they get the bomb?
That's his head. So a lot of people played cover one is slightly different, right? Sometimes they stay hip to hip with them, play regularly. Some people, they teach them to make sure they stay over top to make sure that they force nothing deep over us, right?
The 9-ball, the deep ball on us by getting on top of us on outside release.
Yeah. Outside
release. So we got to stay out. We got to stay on top of them, all right? And use the sideline as our friend. That's the only way you stop that thing. Be it a back shoulder deep ball, they throw it back shoulder. If I'm on top, I can play back through him for the ball, okay? Or if they're going to launch it, I'm still on top, judging his speed and his demeanor. I might have to do traditional, get my shoulder in his chest, cut him off in phase, and look for the ball that way. Yeah. All right? So we're going to show you some different examples of them things, but you want to stay on top on outside release. So what if they run a little hitch? He's not whatever it may be.
This is a while ago, but
on the outside release. A lot of times you can come back and break them up as well. I'll show you some of that as well. But the best way to do it is from top down. It's from top down. That deep ball, man, that can mess a lot of people up. Okay, it can mess a lot of people up. On inside release, talking man free. On inside release, there's two things that we'll do. All right. If the receiver releases inside and he goes inside what we call the honey, halfway between the hash and the top of the numbers. If he goes inside that honey, I can do what we call drop low, okay? And when I drop low, I'm going to be a man outside of the guy, outside of the receiver, and almost, not quite, almost an arm's length apart. I'm a man outside, arm length apart, reading that hip. I can drop low on inside release because I have all kind of help in the inside. Yeah. I have what we call a...
So right now he's saying if you get in cover one, if you get an inside release, right, and he's going inside, you can basically turn into a trail technique. You get low on that, you get on the under the low hip, right, and then you being aggressive for anything underneath because you have help over top, the middle of the field safety, right? So that's how he's explaining it right there.
Plugger, and I have a deep middle of the field safety. So that's why I can drop low when he goes inside the
Dylan, this is
honey.
I have access to this. This is from the Glazier
When I'm in man
Glazier Drive.
If he doesn't get inside that honey and he inside releases, I got to do what we call shoulder him. I got to stay right by him, side by side. Cannot drop low.
Yep.
Because I don't want him to stack me and get back on top of me.
Exactly.
And then throw the ball for a deep ball on us.
So that's what he's saying. If he goes inside release, but he doesn't break inside, you want to be in phase with him, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip with him, and make sure you stay on top. Because if he does continue to go inside release and go vertical and break outside, you got to be in position for that.
That way, if that makes sense. All right. So here we go. How do you stay square? How do you stay square? So here's one of the ways that you can stay square. We say step, 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 step. Here's a drill. So the main thing is to stay square because you want to make them run around the tee. How do you make them run around the tee? By staying square. By staying square. Boom. So I'm staying square. I'm mirror.
So right here, great drill that you could work your press technique. Staying square. Right? Taking the steps. Don't hop into those steps. Take the steps.
Like that. Step,
right?
Step. Stand square. Stand square. Stand square. Another way that guys will do it, they'll motor. They'll motor back.
Is the
Right? The key is to stay square. Do not backpedal though.
Yes.
Don't backpedal on it. Don't backpedal. All right. Even the motor is real slow, like I'm doing right here in this room right now. All right. Are you gonna step and mirror with him, depending on what he does? Boom, and offhand jam. Right there. There it is. So now you add the release to it. Step, offhand jam. All right. And he wasn't quite running around the tee. Boom, I got to force him around the tee and stay on top. Yeah. Notice he's on top. He's on top. Yes, sir. And that's where you want to stay on the outside release. All right. Here's staying on top drill that we'll do as well. All right. So now he's already outside released. We're down the field, 10, 15 yards down the field. That's what we're simulating. And he's already on top, right? He's on top. He's staying on top. Boom, on top, boom. They run the start route.
So this is another great drill to train your eyes. See the hip drop. You're on top. You're in great position. You're taking away the fade. Keep your eyes on the near hip. You see that hip drop, you get ready to go with it, right? It doesn't hip drop, you get ready to lean into him, locate, and go be the receiver. Lean, cut him off, be the receiver.
No problem. They stutter and go. I can stutter and go with him, but I'm on top. That's a good finish. He didn't stare back at the ball. He drove back. Now, boom.
Yeah.
Good finish. All right. Simulate. I'm on top. Again, they're already 10, 15, 20 yards down the field. I'm on top. Boom. He stuttered go. He stuttered, then he sits down to come back again. Boom. I'm on top.
Drive.
They catch that. Nobody cares. Even offensive coordinators get bored, and quarterbacks get bored. Receivers get bored with catches, hitches, and stop routes. They want the deep ball. That's where all the glory is. They want the deep ball. So as long as we stay patient, okay, so they catch one of these or two of these, all right? It's still a tight window. It's on the sideline. We right there. We make the immediate tackle. And if we make enough rough tackles on them, they don't want to catch them either.
Yeah, so, that's a good point.
Put some pain on them a little bit. Then
that's why I always say, guys, when you're playing in a game, anytime you get a chance to be physical with the receiver, take advantage of it. It sets the tone, right? Receivers don't want to get tackled. They don't want to get hit. They don't want to block. So if you're being physical with them, anytime we get our hands on them, over time, they're going to be thinking about that more and more. And next thing you know, their routes become sloppier because they're worried about not getting touched. Their timing's off because they're worried about not getting touched because they know that you're physical, right? So you got to understand that it's more than just covering them. Right? The game is just more than covering. It's mentally, you can mentally get the receiver out of his game by being physical with him, right? Just locking him up, obviously, all that stuff, and taking, when you get a chance to tackle him, put a little umph into it, right? Playing through the receiver's hands, take him to the ground, all that stuff mentally drains receiver, right?
Then we all right anyway, all right? So this is a stay on top drill, outside release. Say that you got an outside release and press technique, and I'm staying on top, boom. Drive back down, bam. Stand on top, boom. Start to go, all right, stay on top with it, bam. And then come back and finish it. That's how we want to do it. Pretty, boom. Read them and finish it. Everybody got that?
Read the hip,
so
not here.
Release,
read the hip.
On top, give you a couple drills that you can do. All right, the first thing was staying square, and we did step, and then step, and released, and we stayed on top on the outside release, all right? And then we actually showed you staying on top down the field, a drill for that. Can't get you everything. And then the next thing is a inside release. inside release, and he goes inside the honey. And we said that's when you can drop low. What we call drop low. All right? So here we go. This is similar. This is the receiver. This is the defender right there, the DB. This receiver has already ran inside the honey. We said the honey is halfway between the top of the numbers and the hash. He's clearly inside the honey because he's right on top of the hash. He's dropped low now. So he's
Now, this is a great point, guys. So when you're at the top of the numbers and the receiver takes an inside release, right? And he gets to the hash, this is what he's saying. He gets to the hash, now you can get low, like he's saying. Now you're playing that low hip, so you get into you pretty much slip the hip and play underneath it, right? Because now, think of it, if a receiver's at the top of the numbers running inside breaking route and gets to the hash, he's not going to go back outside. If he's going to go inside, he's going to try to at least get back outside way before he gets to the hash. So this is a good point, as now when he gets to the hash, you know it's an inside breaking route. So now, and it's a cover one, so we got somebody over top of us, right? So he's running in breaking route over top. We got to help in the middle. Now we play underneath that low hip and be aggressive and ready to slip the hip. So now when the ball's thrown, we're in that passing window making a play. And we force the high ball, and safety's right there to make that play.
A man outside of him and almost an arm length apart from him, not too far. Arm length, right there, okay? Reading his hip. That's the hip he's reading. You never want to get stacked right behind the guy.
Yes, never.
That's a bad place to be.
Mm-hmm.
All my help, remember, is in the middle of the field. I got a deep middle of the field safety. I got a plugger in the middle of the field. So I'm protecting the outside, all right? So I'm reading his hip. I'm reading this to read the hip drill. This guy will run down 5 or 10 yards, and he'll run. If he runs a 7 route, boom. I got to burst and catch up to him and play back through him for the ball. Not the traditional get my shoulder in his chest deal. No. Because he can keep fading away from me if I do that.
Yeah.
If I burst and run and get on top of him, I can watch this. I run, now play back through him for the ball. Now he can't fade away from me. I know where he is, and I can play through him for the ball and make a play on the ball. All right? I used to teach where you turn the other way, but I started seeing where receivers would start fading away, the quarterback throw it away, and I lose them and can't find them, and that's a problem.
No, that's a good point. So when you covering a corner route, right? He breaks over top. A lot of DBs turn towards the sideline to find the ball, right? But he's saying if you man turn in this situation, you're in great position. The ball's going to the receiver. You're in great position. Quarterback's throwing it towards the sideline. So now you can find the ball, see the receiver, find the ball, and play through his hands, worst case scenario. Instead of being here, you don't know where the receiver's at. Quarterback could just throw him open, right? But now you see him this way, and then you can adjust from there. That's a good point.
If I can burst and catch him and then play back through him, I can make a play on the ball and know where he is. All right? So they can run up and run a 7 route. They can run up and go up and run a dig. Go up to 10, boom.
So that's what he's saying right here.
We undercut dig.
Undercut.
Look at his eyes on the hip. Eyes on the hip. You know, as a coach, you're saying, where's his eyes? Where are your eyes right now? Eyes are on that hip. Eyes are on that hip. I'm a man outside. Eyes on that hip. Boom.
Undercut it.
Dig, drive.
Go make the play.
Find the ball.
Cover one.
What a lot of guys will do.
Cover one.
Break right there. They're still back at the quarterback. That's still a form of out of fade.
Yes.
So that quarterback can still lead him and catch the ball. You got to drive, then find the ball.
That's a very good point, guys. When we getting out our breaks, a lot of DBs, when the receiver they break and then they look for the ball. You slow it down when you start looking back for the ball. Drive out that break. So he breaks in, drive out that break. Drive a little bit. Get a couple more steps, close the space, right? Get in face, then find the ball, right? Don't just, as soon as he break, it's in breaking route, look for the quarterback. Quarterback sees you looking at him. Next thing you know, the receiver, what if the quarterback start scrambling, right? Or next thing you know, the receiver hit another gear, right? You got to drive out that break because receivers, they boom, boom, drop and really explode out their breaks. So we got to make sure we do the same thing and drive.
Everybody see that? You got to drive, then find the ball. So read is it? Undercut the dig, drive, find the ball.
Find the ball.
Bam, right there. So I gave you a 7 route and I gave you a dig, okay? On a post, we still say drive to this upfield shot.
I said this video is 5 minutes. It's like 15 minutes. I'm sure.
So those are those. That might be it. It is. Okay? Here we go. So down here at the bottom, we're going to get an outside release. And we said on outside release, we want to stay on top. Outside release, we want to stay on top. All right? The main thing is to make them run around the tee. Make them run around the tee. You put hands on them if they're trying to run through your tee. Otherwise, you just go run and cut them off at the hypotenuse, right? Bam. Not great technique at the line, to be honest with you. Boom. I don't know if he quite ran around the tee that much, but he's on top. He cuts him off. He gets his shoulder in his chest and squeezes him to the sideline. Interception.
Still bad. That's pretty good rep. Like he's saying, that the beginning wasn't the best, but the finish was good.
Boom. I don't know if he quite ran around the tee that much, but he's on top. He cuts him off. He gets his shoulder in his chest and squeezes him.
Shoulder in his chest, lean, locate, high point.
To the sideline, interception.
Right?
Interception. All right? Back to the ball skills, right? Back to the ball skills. All right? So outside release, he stayed on top. Boom. He squeezed him to the sideline by putting his shoulder in his chest, and we get an interception. And the ultimate thing is to catch the ball. Yeah. We want to high point it, but the ultimate thing is to catch it.
Yes, you want to high point it, but still.
Here we go, another one. Then we got up top. Okay, now we're going to go inside release. That's what this one is, okay? Inside release. And he's dropping low right there. It really is more shoulder because he's in the honey.
Yeah, so right here, this is what he was talking about. Inside release, he didn't get to the hash, so we don't need to slip the hip right now. So he's saying shoulder. He's with the receiver's shoulder right now.
He's in the honey. So he's not quite inside the honey. He's right outside the honey. So he's going to shoulder the guy, excuse me. He's going to shoulder him. So it's hard. You can't undercut the dig on the shoulder and the guy in the seam. He will round up and be on top.
So he's talking about up top right here.
Isn't quite inside the honey, which is halfway between the numbers and the hash. So he had the shoulder. This is the shoulder one. I'm sorry. Shoulder him in the seam. Shoulder him in the seam. Good job.
Nice slot fade, man.
Okay.
That's a good rep. Let me answer this question. I keep losing my footing. I went to turn and run, and my friend and my left foot just didn't hit the ground. But the same thing happened during sprints. So it wasn't his route. How do I... I'm not sure about that one, cousin. Not sure about that one. If you got a video, send that video, but it's hard to understand it just from reading that.
Up top. Okay, he tried to go through my tee a little bit, so I had to force him around the tee. I'm on top, and then running a little hitch deal. All right, and I can still make a play on the hitch. Look at that.
There you go.
And I'm on top of the guy. I'm planning from top down.
So this is cover one corners, right? Cover one. All right, outside release, you stay on top.
Yes, sir. Don't put this in my hair, Woody. I don't like that score. See that score on it? Hey, don't put that on.
Hey, hold on. Let's see the score. What's he talking about? I want to see that score.
Hey, don't put that on. I thought
49. Damn. Woo. Woo. Oh, what just happened? Oh.
All right, here's another one. Here we go. Press man technique. Again, stay square. The goal is to make him run around the tee. Outside release, stay on top. Inside release, inside the honey, drop low. Not inside the honey, shoulder them in the seam.
There's no way I just did that.
Shoulder them in the seam. Okay?
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Damn. Hold on. Let me see. I think I might have. That's a good point. Did it end? Oh my gosh. Freak. Oh man. Alright, hold on. Did it end? Shoot. Oh my gosh. Might have messed up IG, bro. think I'm good now.
Here's one on top. I wanted to go where I think the guy almost got inside the honey area. So he started to drop low and undercut the dig. Undercut the dig. But notice out the break where his eyes are. Drive first before you look back. Drive. Drive. Don't just stare back right there. If he drove first, then look, might have to pick. Might have to pick. All right? But
That's
you want to get him inside the honey, undercut the dig. And undercut the dig.
All right, IG good right now? All right, cool. IG good right now. All right, bad. All right. That was that one. This is some Alabama DB drills. So let's work in a pedal. Let's see if I can find a good one. So a lot of people asking me about footwork.
Talent is here.
Man.
You should be here too. Middlesex County. Move here. Thrive here.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right.
All right. So footwork. Working on their brakes, right? Staying within your frame. They're stepping a little too wide. A little bit better. Push off that brake foot. They're just working T-steps right here. That man, number 11 is way too wide. Not bad. Keep your hips square though. Try not to turn your hip when you making that break. Keep everything square. Number 20, that was way too wide. Let that knee, the opposite knee, point to where you're going, right? See how number 3 stepping look like he's stepping in a bucket, right? Keep everything tight. Keep it underneath your frame. See how he has to, number 21 had to take an extra step to get out there, right? Don't try to take an extra step. See how that turning the hips? You don't want to turn your hips out your brakes, right? Keep your hips square when you're going out your brake. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not liking what I see. There's a lot of little things, and this is old. Things are different. Oh, this is a good one. Ball skills. Let's watch this one. Because I know a lot of people want to ask. Get some information how to improve their ball skills. What's up?
Now ball skills. Ball skills.
Mrs. Rainey, how you doing?
Ball skills, everybody joke about defensive backs not being able to catch. That's why they're not receivers. All right. But we want defensive backs that can catch also. All right. And if you can't get an interception, then you're gonna get a PBU. All right. So the ball doesn't get caught on us at all when we're in coverage. So ball skills. We're looking for guys that have great ball skills at all times.
Yes, sir.
All right. Here's one of the ball drills that we do. Out route. So simulating that the receiver's running the out route on us, and we're breaking to our right.
There you go. Now we talking. That was a good break right here. About him.
There it is. Plant foot is the left foot. We're driving back down to the 45 degree on the out route, just like we just did the W drill. Now we adding a ball to it. All right. Throwing the ball, catch the ball, and finish through the
I've been good. Hope you're doing well.
With your hands, finish through the sideline. Plant, point, accelerate. 0 to 60. Boom, boom.
Boom, out of there.
Vision and work.
Now we talking.
Here we go. Ball skills. Plant, point, accelerate. Everybody knows these drills. Everybody do these drills. Okay. The key to this is also to drive to the receiver first. Don't stare at the quarterback the whole time.
Locate.
Or the coach throwing the ball.
Drive
to 5, almost 5. And
that's a lot of reason why a lot of DBs don't make plays where they're in great position. Because as soon as they break, they snap the eyes. Where the ball at? No, you got to drive to the receiver. drive to the receiver, right? If you drive to the receiver, you're going to get there faster, and then you're going to put yourself in better position to make that play, right?
And then find the ball. Because once he comes out of his break, the receiver comes out of his break, we're out of phase. And when we're out of phase, we have to drive to the man, not staring at the quarterback.
Coach is
Drive back
speaking
in
facts
phase,
right there.
Find the ball, intercept it, take it to the crib. We say Oski, like a lot of people when we intercept the ball. Oski, intercept the ball right there and take it to the crib. Burst to the center. Okay, out route to the left. Same.
Hold on. Can you watch some Jamar? Yeah, one day I will. Eyeland, definitely. Probably next time I stream, I'll probably be dedicated a whole day of hold on, watching these these NFL draft prospects film, right? And it won't be on YouTube just because YouTube gonna, they gonna, how YouTube be when I have those films. So it'll probably just be on every other platform. So just stay tuned for that. Just wanted to let you know that your lives and videos help me more than my practices and help me get better other than me just for get there. Keep working, man. It's going to get there. It's going to get there, man.
Drill just going the other way. So now we're going to be breaking off.
But I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Boom, bam, right there. Right foot plant. Right foot
What's up,
plant.
Coach? It's Kanye from
Point.
Sac State. What's good?
First,
What up, yay?
Find the receiver, then find the ball.
Hope you're
Plant
doing
point,
well,
grab
bro.
the receiver, don't stare at the quarterback the whole way. All right? Out and up. This is why we stare at the receiver. So similar, same drill just about. So we're going to go out, and then he ran up. So I collision him and run up with him, roll up with him, plant point, go up and high point the ball.
High point.
And then score, run it back to the sideline.
These are the These are how you're gonna improve your ball skill, guys. Doing things like that, simulating situations, right? Making sure that you're putting yourself in good position to attack the ball. A lot of times, DBs they're in great position, but when the ball's in the air, they panic and they wait for the ball to drop in their hands. Receiver gonna go up and bean top, right? So you gotta understand, you're in great position. Now go be aggressive and go attack the ball. Don't wait for it. Don't put yourself out of position by panicking. Just relax. And this is how you're going to help yourself get better, right? I'm good, Coach. Just finished the tryout last week for SAC. Just waiting on the call. If I made it, I already do track. Yes, sir. That's what's up, yay. Keep it up, man. Good luck. Praying for you, brother. Praying for you.
This sideline. So now you get the out and up. Reason why you drive and see the receiver. I snap my eyes to the receiver. Boom. Drive on him.
And that's a good point. Snapping your eyes to the receiver. Drive into the receiver. Double move. Collision route. Get ready to run with him.
Get my head around. Find the ball. High point the ball. Run it back. All right. Then you go the other way. All right. We make sure we do everything both ways. Plant point. All right. So now he's going to his left. Plant point. Drive on the receiver. Up. Collision him. Find the ball. High point the ball. And score.
There you go.
Score.
There you go. Go get it.
Again, ball skills. Plant, point, accelerate. Change the direction. All right. 180 to a speed turn to our left. All right. Bam. Here we go. So back pedal. The receiver gets us open. We got to run. Okay, when we do this,
yes,
we want to run.
And that's one thing I always stress, guys. When you're doing drills like this, I know everybody wants to look good, but you got to simulate game-like situations, right? It's easy to just pedal, open, and look smooth and look good. But when a receiver that's really hauling, really running, gets to your toes, you're going to snap that hip and you're going to run. And then he drops his hip. You got to get ready to do that, right? So you got to practice that situation. It's not going to be like this, oh, he dropped his hip. Nah, it's not going to be how, that's not how it is in the game. He going to run. So you got to make sure you open up, run. Oh, snap, he dropped his hip. Boom, you got to read it right. So you got to practice that so you get a feel, and that's going to help you improve. Oh, I need to actually work on getting better, getting out my brakes when I'm going full speed, right? So that's when you're going to get better at doing that.
Roll over, plant point.
That's a good speed turn right here. Down
his
bottom.
Right, over on his right shoulder.
Snap
right
your head around.
So his left foot is his plant foot.
Find the receiver.
It's his left foot planting.
Keeping it tight.
And we want to come back downhill. Sharp angles. We don't want to round it off. We back downhill at a 45. Burst, find the receiver, then find the ball.
Yeah.
Burst, drive out, find the receiver, then find the ball.
Not bad.
All right, like always. So change direction right there because he's turning to his right, so his left foot is his plant foot. Again, turning right again, plant right there again on his left foot. Downhill, drive, 0 to 60, find the ball.
What about off man on
Plant
the speed
bird,
receiver?
Plant bird.
Pretty much the same thing. You're gonna open up. He breaks your cushion. He might open up a little bit early if he's fast, right? But you're still gonna have to open up. You're still gonna have to make sure you stay on top. You know what I'm saying? See the hip drop. Take good angles.
Okay.
Right? A lot of times when you're going against a fast receiver and off man, a lot of people get beat because they don't pedal. They just take walk step and then they slowly pedal. Pedal a little bit. He already passed the 3-step phase. I mean, the quick game phase. Now you know he's done an intermediate or vertical route. So now pedal, right? And then he gets your cushion open. But don't pedal and then he gets to your toes and then you open up. He's just going to run right by you. So you got to know your cushion,
Point, come out
right?
of that thing.
Know your cushion.
The guys that can efficiently change directions are normally your better DBs. All right? They can efficiently change direction. All right? 180 going the other way now. Going the other way. Right? Boom, boom.
Nah, he rounded it. 15 rounded it right here.
Turning left. So out the back pedal. Left, so it's a right foot plant. Okay? And left again. Right foot plant. Stay up. Keep your hand off the ground. Plant point, accelerate, back downhill, find the receiver, then find the ball. Drive to the receiver, then find the ball. Plant point.
There you go.
Drive.
9. Not bad.
0 to 60.
Not bad.
What is your 0 to 60? Plant point.
Sit.
Come out of that thing. Too many steps.
Too many steps. You're right.
All right.
Dancing
Another
with the
drill that we
stars.
do. Change direction. This is all change direction stuff. Dancing with the stars. Dancing with the stars. So, in Dancing with the Stars, we have 3 agile bags, okay? One in the middle on the line, straight ahead. The other 2 are at a slight angle. All right? What this guy is going to do, he's going to run up the first agile bag at the length of it, and then he's going to flip and turn his hips, boom, back inside.
Do you have a clear? What do you mean? A clear that you like? What you mean clear?
All right. He's turning back to his left, so his plant foot is his right. All right? Then he drives down, and he flips back to his right on this bag.
Oh, cleat. Oh. So my 2, I like the Adidas, what's it called? Addy Zeros. I don't even know if it's the Addy Zeros anymore, but the lightweight ones, the low top. I like low top cleats for sure. That's one thing. Hands down. Low top cleats, 100%, right? I like the Adidas ones, I can't remember the name of it. I like those. Nike, I like low top Nike, really. Pretty much the low. Anything low top is what I like. Under Armour's, they have some decent Under Armour cleats that I like that are low top. I had a couple that was decent. I liked them, but my favorites are definitely Adidas and Nikes. I low-key was always a Nike guy until I got to college, and eventually Adidas kind of grew on me, and I kind of like Adidas just because it's light, you know what I'm saying? And then I got used to it. At first, it takes a while to get used to it if you're switching from Nike to Adidas, right? But once you get to it, it gets better, you know.
Flips back on his left, catch the ball.
Anything to make me feel fast is what I like, right? And I can really get all my cleats on the ground and drive out my brakes. Those are the cleats that I want, right?
Here we go.
So I felt like Adidas and Nike, certain Nike ones and certain Adidas ones.
Plant point right there. So he's turning to his left, so his plant foot is his right. The key to this is getting your hips open. Some guys can't get their hips all the way open back square.
Who the heck is downstairs? Hold on. I'll be right back.